Welcome back for the screen removal of the S6 Edge. This will be the first one that I've ever done, and the screen is still functional at this point. The glass is broken, so what we're going to do is kind of heat it up from the back. And to do that, we're going to remove all these little plastic grommets out, anything that might be melted by a hot air gun. Now I'm going to heat it up from the back and the front a little bit. I want to try to get this display out intact and functional. But honestly, with the curved display and what I've seen in other places, I've watched one other person do it, and they removed the glass first, like you'd see on an S3. That did not work out very well. So I'm going to try to remove the display all in one portion. It looks like it's just like the S6, where it's got adhesive across the back here. So you're going to see adhesive all the way around the top and the sides. And then where the display attaches to the frame on the back, so basically where the battery's at, in those two areas they're going to have adhesive there as well, holding the display to the mid frame of the phone. So we're not going to heat up the entire middle of the front. What we're going to do is we're going to heat up the edges around the top, maybe down the sides here. We'll go ahead and get started with a couple of playing cards and a guitar pick. See if that'll help us out a little bit here. So we're not going to get it extremely hot, because the goal here is to remove the adhesive and not to remove the glass from the optical clear adhesive. Now the tricky thing is where the screen curves. Want to make sure you don't hit those corners. Now, looking at this, it looks like it's really a lot like you'd see on an LG Flex phone, where the display is basically flexible. But it looks like it still can be damaged by extreme bending as well. So we're going to take our time and try to remove this a little slowly and see if we can't remove it as a functional display. So we're working our way across the top of the frame. And the goal is to get as much of this adhesive across the top off as possible. So we can get the speaker grill. Now if you're looking to try to save the display, you want to make sure that you're careful of the ribbon cables. Now the one benefit of using playing cards on this is that they do bend, so once you hit those corners, those rounded edges, it will bend with the curvature of the phone. We're going to heat up the edge here. And work our way down the side. Just being careful of the home button ribbon cable. Want to make sure it's nice and warm. Let's work our way around the edges. Like I was saying, you want to heat up the back a pretty decent amount. This rail along the back, there's adhesive, so you can see there's a cutout in the middle of where the battery was at. All around that has adhesive holding the display onto the frame of the phone. Try to work our way down the side here. It's a little warm. Just trying to separate the glass portion. It's a little tricky. It seems like there's more adhesive around the curve than on the edge of the phone. So once we get the display off, we can take a look and see exactly where all this adhesive is at. You want to try to stay on top of the black matting in the back here. So we're going to start our way in from the side here now that we've got a decent amount of the card in on the one direction. Let's see if we can't put it in this way and get it to pop through. See, again, we went underneath the black there, so we want to try to stay above it. There we go. You can see that we've made it all the way through. Now we can use this to make sure that we're on top and work our way down the side of the phone here. Now you want to be gentle at the top here. There's a ribbon cable that folds around. You want to make sure you don't damage that. Now if your display is completely shattered or you don't care about it, just go ahead and heat it up nice and warm and pull it off. The goal is also you don't want to heat it up too much where you bend the internal frame, or else then your display won't sit correctly. So you don't have to be as gentle as I am, but it's still working. You're looking to try to do a glass-only repair. Honestly, I want to tell you right now that seems like it's going to be impossible to do. I'd love to see somebody do a glass-only on this, or really the S6 in itself. I think that'd be pretty awesome. But honestly, unless there's a breakthrough in the way in which these phones are repaired, I don't see it happening. So we're just going to heat up the bottom down here and see if we can't move our card down the side here. Now right around these corner curves is where it starts to get damaged. So what I'm doing is I'm bending the card as I put it underneath, trying to get a curve effect. So it looks like there's adhesive at the top of this backing as well. So I'm just going to slide it up to where the cable hits. We're going to go ahead and heat up this other side here and start removing it that direction as well. Move it around. Now if you are really concerned about the temperature of the display, you can use an infrared thermometer to see how hot you're getting it. You want to get over about 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything more than that could damage it. Just be careful of the ribbon cable down the side of the phone. Working your way around the home button here. Trying to get our card on top of it. There we go. Work our way around the display. You want to be a little bit careful here. You don't want to ding off any of the resistors on the cable, so that will make it not function as well. Go ahead and heat up the opposite side here. Make sure you heat up the opposite side of the button here nice and warm so we can get our card in there. Go ahead and work our way down the side. Just trying to get off as much adhesive as possible around this ribbon cable connector. We had a lot of work to do on this opposite side here on the back of the display towards the bottom area. Let's try to slide it and almost do like a cutting motion with your card. Try to get around this home button here. It's been a little bit tricky. Wiggle it back and forth here, just trying to get underneath it. Making good progress now. A little tricky around this button here. Give it a little bit more heat. We're almost there. So we can get a little bit warm so we can just pull it back. And there we have the removal. So if you want to see the reassembly video, I'll throw that down in the description as well. You can watch the adhesive assembly and readherence of the screen, see how I do it. There's a lot of adhesive on this thing. You can see I dinged the little copper piece here. I hope you guys liked the video. I'm just going to go ahead and pull this copper back out. If you want to see that reassembly, go ahead and click the link down in the description. I appreciate you watching the video. You want to see more like it, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that like button if you found it useful. And I appreciate you watching.